Hello and welcome to the All Night Gamers Podcast, episode 51. Hi, hello, hi. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining us for another episode of the show. Slow week this week, but at least it was Metroid's 35th anniversary, so luckily Alex saved my butt and wrote a bunch of stuff. We can talk about that. We got some restocks, some financial numbers that are pretty cool. Epic losing a ton of money. Blizzard continuing to be Blizzard. And another discussion about scalpers, because it seems like we can't go 1 week without talking about them. So anyway, let's get into it. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining us. This first one I saw was really interesting. This was like a slip up today. So Sebastian Maniscalco, if you don't know who he is, he's a hilarious comedian. I love him. He's got a couple specials on Netflix. You should go watch one. He's super hilarious. He's Italian and really funny guy. And he is playing in the Super Mario Brothers animated movie that they're working on as Spike, but not. I don't think it's Spike like the dude that throws the spike balls. It's Spike from like the construction character lore from way back in the day. He was like a floor manager of Mario and Luigi. So he's playing as them. He's doing the voice acting for them. He mentioned it. He was on Bert Kreischer's podcast, which another famous comedian you should go watch, by the way, if you haven't. And they're talking about like, what do you have to do today? And he was like, oh yeah, I'm doing my voiceover for Spike today at 12 for the Mario animated movie. I'm in that. And that was literally it. Just nonchalantly dropped that on the podcast. So that's pretty cool.
That's really obscure, though.
It is very obscure. Also,
Yeah.
like, why? I don't know. I mean, it's a great fit. I think he could do a great voice for like a sleazy construction worker kind of guy. But I just never would have thought they would have picked Maniscalco to do that. It only really makes sense if you watched him, like you know what his comedy's about, then it's a pretty good fit. And I freaking love him. He's so funny. He talks a lot about his Italian parents and like how they're so like frugal with money and everything growing up back in the day. So really funny stuff. So yeah, I mean, there's not really a lot to discuss about that other than like how weird of a character that's going to be in the movie. But I thought it was really cool because I really like that guy.
At first, I thought you were talking about the enemy, though, and I was like, oh no, this is my worst fear.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. And then I kept reading the article. It was on like Nintendo Life today or something, and they had like the old art, and I was like, I've never heard of that guy, but okay, sure. I mean, better than the dude that vomits spike balls at you.
I was like,
So I think these numbers came out a little over a week ago, a little like I don't know. I feel like we could have talked about them last week and we didn't.
yeah, we could have. I think
Yeah,
we just all missed them.
Yeah.
I think we missed them.
So the Switch has reached 89 million units in 4 years, which is like nuts.
It really has a good chance of becoming the best-selling console of all time.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
It really hasn't slowed down. I could see it passing the PS5.
Well, PS5's only
Unless
sold 10 million.
Or not PS5, PS2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Wii
know.
U's
Like,
even in front of the PS5.
I could see it. It's obviously going to pass the Wii, but that still would be like. It depends on what all this mess they've been talking about. Like we're going to redefine what a console life cycle looks like, which I assume that means longer than 6 years. So probably
15 like the PS2.
So yeah, if like that's what they're talking about, probably. We'll see, I guess. I don't know. It seems like you just might either the gaming market is just so big nowadays that you don't have to do this, but the old way of thinking it is the only way to get to DS numbers or PS2 numbers is to get into the casual market way heavier. And the Switch does that a little bit, but not like the DS or the PS2 did at all.
True.
But it might just be because the gaming market's so much bigger than it was
Well,
in 2006.
also consider this. In 2006, you didn't have phones. So, where are you going to put your casual games? The thing everyone already has, or the thing they have to buy?
Are you saying that in terms of like the PS2? Like you put casual games on a PS2 because they didn't have a
Well,
phone?
people already had that. Like, it goes where the install base is for the casual games that you're trying to like just pump out, right?
Yeah.
So
I'm
why?
not recommending the Switch goes the casual route
Uh,
because that kind of
no,
sucks.
absolutely.
I hate it, but
We had that with the Wii, and
also with the
there
DS.
it plateaued. The
Yeah.
DS also plateaued.
That's
We
the Wii
do
is the
not.
best console. Oh, okay.
What?
Oh, you said do not. I was gonna say the Wii's the best console.
Yeah, don't.
Okay.
But yeah, 89 the cooler thing to me is like they've got like 600 million something game units sold, which is like a super high attach rate for games comparatively to the past.
About 6 games per console.
Yeah. And while I can guarantee that at least one system is outweighing that because it's me, that's still like a high average. I can't. I have to pull up the sales numbers here, but it was definitely something ridiculous, and it seemed like the highest rate. Yeah, 632 million units. The DS had 75 million hardware units sold, and less than half, not less than half, but about half of software compared to the Switch.
Yeah. Okay. What's the Switch rate right now? Like, I know it was like 1 to 8 at one point, but
That's like
it's
1
dropped,
to
right?
somewhere
1 to
between 1
6 to 1 to 7, something like
yeah.
that. It looks like the Wii was like 1 to 9. The DS was 1 to 8 ish. Wii U was 1 to 10 because if you wanted the Wii U, you really wanted a Wii.
That's understandable though. I could see where that would be.
Game Boy was 1 to 5. Game Boy Advance was like 1 to 4. GameCube was also 1 to 10. 64 was, 1 to 9.
Kind of crazy as it drives me at this point, it definitely helped to release the Switch with the port of Mario Kart 8 from the Wii U.
And every other game from the Wii U that everyone wanted to play, they just didn't want to buy a Wii U to play it. I mean, yeah, Mario Kart's the best example.
Yeah.
Given that it's still like at the top of the sales charts.
Yeah, it's still #1, which is crazy. I thought it would have gotten passed by Animal Crossing, but it's still beating it.
Speaking of the game stuff, did we talk about the Mario Golf update?
We did. We brought up.
Okay.
Wait.
That just came back into my mind.
Wait, I went on like a rant in the chat, but I don't think we talked about it.
Oh yeah, you were super. I looked nothing at it. I saw Toadette was coming like, oh, maybe Alex will be happy now. No.
I'm happy she's there. I think it's dumb that she didn't get a costume like everyone else.
Okay, that's fair.
That is a little weird, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, Switch continuing to sell big. Also, I guess it's got to be the big game market now because they're not doing the casual stuff. It's just people are into games more, and also while it's not as strong with the Switch right now because of the other new consoles, scalping did probably help a little bit.
Oh, scalping absolutely helped.
It's not helping it as much as the PS5 is, but
right.
Well, what's weird, it's so weird because it's like you had the Switch being scalped at launch, right? But now, like every time there's a new console release,
oh yeah,
you
also
still have that.
COVID,
yeah,
COVID, Animal Crossing, that'll do it.
Nintendo kind of got on top of the scalping problem, released more than the scalpers could buy. And,
well, it just caught up. They caught up because after like the first year, it was pretty much solved. It hasn't really.
They
been
had
that
the same
big
problem with the Wii, but it's more just being conservative in that first year. It's to not,
especially
after
the
GameCube and Wii U. Yeah.
Also, it's like hard to ramp up supply chains in the first year.
That's true. Like, well, I mean, think about this: the most common Switches right now are gray And Animal Crossing.
Yep. Well, even like this. Okay, so I really got another dose of like, wow, Animal Crossing was an abnormality because I went to a work party and my manager, we were walking around the arcade at this place that was like a work party thing, and she had like no idea what to do for game stuff, and I'm a dork, so I was like, I got you. And her example was like, I played Animal Crossing on my Switch, and I was like, did you get that because of COVID? And she was like, yes. I got reminded like, oh yeah, that was an abnormality. Also,
really
like,
what? Dude, that's the second best-selling game on the Switch right now.
Nintendo's physical report went down from last year, and everyone was like, well, yeah, of course it did. Like, there's no Animal Crossing this year. Like, compared to last year, the physical report is smaller just because they don't have an Animal Crossing, which is like a once-in-a-decade kind of hit.
Yeah, like...
Although if they'll release Mario Kart 9 or DLC, I will buy it today. Come
Okay,
on.
but that doesn't mean
I've
that
played
it's going to
8
sell as well.
forever.
Yeah, but will my boss buy it today? That's like, is how big is this gonna game be? It's gonna my new. I hope she definitely doesn't listen to this. That's okay, but yeah, that's gonna be my new thing. Is like, would she buy it? If she'll buy it today, that'll probably be a really good game sales wise.
Wii Sports would be
Yeah, boom, easy.
bowling again. Yeah.
Yep.
That'd be
that would
amazing.
dominate the market. People love it.
That'd be absolutely
I
insane.
realized I'm missing a Wii game today, like with the title, besides Wii Music, but who needs that one?
Wii
That one
Chess.
doesn't exist.
Yeah,
one
Wii
doesn't
Chess, but we
count.
don't have it here.
Yeah, okay.
Um,
So like American release one,
We Play Plus.
or we play Motion.
Yeah.
You're not missing a game. It's bad.
But I don't have it.
We play.
I have the other ones with the Wii logo.
Yeah, the Wii series.
Yeah.
What
Speaking
about
of,
Dare?
say what?
We Dare.
That one did not come out here.
Yeah, just like Wii Chess.
Yeah.
Oh,
Anyway, speaking of bad Wii games, Blizzard. You like that segue? That's a good one, huh? So yeah, third week in a row on the Blizzard thing. It kind of just keeps getting worse. People are starting to really step up now and tell their own stories, because they're not really they're not going to get in trouble. What's Blizzard going to do? Like, they're caught red-handed.
Fire them? Oh
Yeah.
no.
Make it
They're
worse by
being
firing
caught.
the people that are snitching. Yeah. And I was reading quotes, stuff like pretty much every woman in the company had at least one story like this. Like, there's not a woman that does not have one of these
I
in some
hate
way.
that. That is
Yeah.
awful.
They
should
said
not
they like
happen.
they said they stopped going to HR about it because it was just like no
HR's
point.
not
It was
helping.
it was useless. Yeah, it kind of make things worse because they'd be caught. They were almost like a gang that would ruin your career if you reported certain individuals. Almost every single woman
Awful.
has at least one of these stories.
That's not a good look.
mm-mm.
You should not do that.
Yeah. The article is very long. It goes through a lot of it, so I'm obviously not going to read everything here. Most of it.
And we've talked about it the last 2 weeks, like
Yeah, I mean,
in depth.
There's a lot of new information. It's just we don't need. I don't need more of this. We already kind of get it.
Blizzard bad.
But they take like each thing that we already know about, like the drinking, the frat stuff, the harassment, and they put like their own sections and like compile all the stories like into each sections.
That's awful.
Yeah. Some areas in the office had full-on bars, a full long bar with taps.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So, I'd say drinking culture was, I'd say, healthy, meaning in terms of being allowed. It wasn't until 2019 when there was a shift, said a male former longtime Blizzard informant. I don't know if you call that healthy, bro. So, Yeah, I read this from Washington Post. You can probably find it just by googling the Blizzard thing. It's in the top Google News stuff right now. Just it's all everywhere, and continuing to get worse. The title has free flowing booze in it. It's just so bad. So yeah, your weekly reminder that Blizzard sucks and you shouldn't buy their games new. Buy them used.
Yeah, if you really want
help
to play them, though.
Yeah, help GameStop out.
Right.
EA confirms Jedi Fallen Order 2 during investor conference call. I did see that. A lot of things you put on the sheet I see and I just completely forget about it because it's like, oh, cool. Dump that out of my mind.
That's why I save. Like, if I see it on Reddit, I click save, and I'm like, I'll come back to this when I write the podcast. Because I have to do it all at once or I forget things.
Possibly next year? No way, right?
I mean, it's been a few years since the first one came out, and if they don't...
It says we may get lucky enough to get it next year, but 2023 is more likely.
I think late 2022 is possible.
Yeah, that's kind of what they're saying. Like, if we were to get it next year, it'd be late in the year.
Yeah. It could be like, if they don't go super crazy, I guess. But I kind of want them to go crazy. But they could make it like Yakuza, and if they use the same things, it would make it go faster in development because they'd have things done.
Yeah. I'm trying to find like the quote from the call, but it seems like the place that I found this at did not put it.
Very sad.
Yeah. So, cool. I mean, like, I support that. It was a good game, and I want them to keep doing it, even though I probably won't, have much interest in it. At least for a while. I might come back to it later. I just gotta stop with the things right now. With the over-the-shoulder walkies tell story.
It doesn't help that they were like, we made it inspired by Dark Souls.
Yeah, everybody get on that Dark Souls trend. That's been happening for
We've been there
6 years now.
A decade. Yeah.
The Dark Souls of Mario. God.
I'm trying to think what was the
first Strand.
There was like the first Strand type game.
First Strand type and the only Strand type game.
Was there a like when I think of the game to start the whole like the Dark Souls of blank, Bloodborne comes to mind, but I don't think I can think of anything before that. Because I remember being told about Bloodborne by some friends that were also super into Dark Souls, and that's why they liked it, because it was like more Dark Souls. I was like, why don't you just, like, you haven't played all the Dark Souls games yet? He's like, well, yeah, but Bloodborne's really good too. Like, okay, whatever.
I don't know what's essentially a meme now.
Essentially.
Yeah, it is a meme.
Yeah, there was like, because Bloodborne is like Dark Souls-y. Like, you could say it's the Dark Souls of a slightly different genre because it's kind of similar. And then we got like the thing with like Cuphead is the Dark Souls of whatever you call. What is that genre? Like,
no, they're not platformers. They're bullet hells.
Bullet hells, yeah.
Same thing.
And then like Ghost of Tsushima is Dark Souls, but like based in Asian culture.
Apparently, the origin is from January 2014.
Apex is
which mocks video. Twitter feed was launched, which mocks video game news articles, which publish similar comparison articles describing the feed, the Dark Souls of reductive comparisons.
Cooper, what did you say? The Apex Legends is the Dark Souls of what?
It's like Dark Souls but with guns.
That's not how it works.
I mean, it is just as aggravating.
Yeah.
Honestly, when I die, I'm depressed. I assume it's the same with Dark Souls.
No, it's more like bleeding rage.
Oh, in Dark Souls?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Played Demon Souls. That made me want to rip my eyes out and beat my TV to pieces. I don't get angry at games that often, like actually angry, but Demon Souls really did it to me. Had to put that game down.
Ooh.
And on this page from Know Your Meme where they break down what starts memes, they said what really spread it was PewDiePie though.
What did he say that?
Of course it was.
Uploaded a video mocking news articles to the video game The Surge as just like Dark Souls.
When did Bloodborne come out in 2014? No. Not that early. 2015. I mean, so okay, it wasn't the start.
So definitely compare.
It's close. Yeah, that's. If at this point, if anyone says it's the Dark Souls of something, I'm most likely not gonna play it.
That's 100% fair. I've felt that before.
I mean, I don't know. Like I liked Cuphead, and I can see that dark. Like it's hard. Maybe we should just go back to saying it's hard.
No.
Google contemplated buying some or all of Epic to stop contagion.
Yeah, in an email and listed in the court documents, they called Epic a contagion.
Oh, so it wasn't a game; they just called them the Contagion.
Yeah, the whole company.
That's weirdly dystopian.
That's not things you put in emails. You'll get in massive trouble.
What does Google have against Epic?
Free side loading.
What?
Side loading on phones.
What is that?
Like where you hack your phone.
Oh, like
and then
jailbreak?
put apps not but put apps not supported by like Google's Play.
So? Like Epic wasn't the first one to do that. What? This must have been after they did that.
This is in their court case.
Oh, nice. We'll just buy you. Yeah. You can't sue us.
That email came out in the Google Epic court case.
You can't sue us because we own you now.
That's dystopian.
Dang.
Because my first thought was like they're not direct competitors. Like Google doesn't make games. They tried with Stadia, and you see how well that's going. If you could even say
going amazing,
if you could
man.
say if
Have
it's
you
even
seen all those
going.
Stadia owners?
The 1%. Speaking of Epic, Epic has sunk $500 million into the Epic Game Store and doesn't expect to make a profit until 2027. This is another thing I also saw that just totally brain dumped.
So, this was the title I saw, but it's more like they'll make money in 2024, but they won't get rid of all their sunk costs till 2027.
They won't be in the black. That's what you call that. I don't know. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, like, don't most people just have the Epic Game Store still to get free games, and that's like it?
That's it.
I've never bought a game on.
They were like, we're gonna compete with Steam without achievements or a cart or
one of my
giving friends games, and it's like you're doing it all wrong.
One of my buddies up here decided he was gonna re-download Fortnite and give it a second shot. He hadn't played it since like it came out, and he was like, whatever, I'm gonna try it. Downloaded it on his PC, and he started getting tons of blue screens. His computer started blue screening like all the time. He had to reset his PC. Literally, he's like,
sorry, but it's kind of funny.
His anger in Fortnite has been reinstated. He's super upset. He hates Fortnite again. He hated Fortnite, then he stopped hating Fortnite. Now he hates it again because it wrecked his computer.
I mean, fair though. Like I remember, I had like one person ask me to do it, so I downloaded Epic and tried it. That is the only account I have ever received multiple emails about it, about the password needing to be reset because someone had gotten into it.
I've been getting this a lot with my Instagram for some reason.
odd.
I don't know why they want mine.
I
Like,
keep
I don't know.
getting
I have two-factor on
texted
everything
like
now, so
from
it's whatever.
emails.
yeah, I
trying-
keep getting emails. It's like, hey,
No, they're
here's
to my text messages though.
weird. Well, see,
Yeah,
mine
I
are
keep
like
deleting and blocking them if I can, but it's so strange.
mine are like password reset requests. Like they've got my email and they're trying to request a password reset. So it made me all nervous. I reset my email password and my Instagram password. Like, why do you want me, bro? I have like 400 followers. My
It's
Instagram
not
is
about
nothing.
getting access to that account. It's accessing your other accounts. Most likely.
Oh, they want my gaming Instagram with 70 followers instead? Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Yo.
Jeez.
People are whack. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
but then they can sell your account somehow.
My account, I have to pay somebody to take my account.
They would too.
Seriously.
I mean, they could pay me, and I'd probably be like, "Here you go."
Grant,
Take
here you
it.
go. Your account again.
Depends on how much it is. Anyway, Collector's Corner. This is the weekly segment where we go around and talk about games we've been playing and pickups we've got and other general life stuff. So, let's see. Cameron, we'll go with you.
Okay, so let's see. I played Smash, and I played Tetris 99.
Oh yeah,
Both
the
of
the,
those
the cup
at
and the
events this
spirits,
weekend.
right?
Yeah, the event spirit stuff and the
I never
Zelda theme for
participate.
Tetris 99.
I never participated enough in the event to be able to earn the points or enough points to like win the gold. So I don't really want to work that hard at Tetris for $10 anyways. So yeah, I did those. I actually did buy a game this week. Yeah, it was this week. I bought Marvel Villainous, the Loki expansion.
Oh, Haley bought that after we got home.
Yeah, no, I bought that like while I was hanging out with Megan at Target. Or well, we were shopping at Target for other stuff, and the Target app had said that the closest Target didn't have it, so I was like, let's check anyways. They had it,
Nice.
so I bought it, and the box is ripped. Like all the other boxes were like smushed.
Wait, what did you get again?
Marvel Villainous Loki.
Okay.
Yeah. So Disney's had this game for a while called Villainous, and it's been running for a few years. It's a board game where you play as the villains for Disney properties, and they've released a couple expansions. Like, there's 4 expansions for the base game now, but there's now a version that can't connect because they play slightly differently, called Marvel Villainous, which plays similar rules though.
It
Just got its first expansion with
Yep,
Loki.
and of course it was Loki. Because why put Loki in the main game when you know you can market Loki because it's Loki?
Yeah.
Doc Ock's on the back of the instruction manual on Loki's.
Oh, that's cool. Does that mean he's next?
Next to the one after, because Cruella was on like the back of the second or third, and it took her a while to show up. But she was
Cruella
on
is the third
or the
because Gaston's the fourth.
yeah, but
Sometimes I remember stuff.
she was on the back of one of the manuals before she showed up as like a
Well,
game piece.
I mean, if there's a character to use for a main for Marvel, Doc Ock is a pretty good option. Like, essentially, for the expansions, they have a super hype character, a like basically unknown character, I can't remember which set it was for the base villainous, but one of the expansions had Ratigan from even I
Great
don't know.
Mouse
I
Detective.
just
Great
literally
Mouse
watched you
Detective.
blank. I watched every thought leave your mind.
I know. I knew what it was. I just wanted to see if he could get it.
Like his eyes dilated, just blanked into the camera. Wrong button.
But yeah, they had I actually don't know his name, but they had the villain from the Black Cauldron as one of the minor characters. So like they have a fairly decent balance of them. Because I mean, who's gonna buy a set with Radigan on it? But then they've got like the mid one, like I think Yzma was a mid for one of them. I'm not actually sure who the mid is for Loki's because I kind of bought it and put it on my shelf.
It's Loki, MODOK, and Madam something. She's an Iron Man villain.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. Now it's a. I'm eventually going to get around to that. And then
Sounds like me with every game I buy. I'll play it in like 2 years.
I mean, I bought
I don't like being
Atler
called out.
Ryza before I left for Orlando, and I still have yet to put it in my.
Oh, you took that there. I was like, wait, where's that? You're at the house, but it's not.
No, it's down here with me because I was going to record it for the channel. Guess what? I haven't done yet.
Record it for the
Touched it.
channel.
I haven't even opened it. I need to get back to everything. I may just I have no. So I straight up have no plans Wednesday. I have the day off, but no one to hang out with. So I'm like, maybe I'll record.
You're
But
listening.
I gotta get back to everything.
Everything. Just everything.
Oh, I'm gonna start saying that. That's funny.
That's how I treat school.
Yeah, that's how I treat most
Yeah.
of things in life.
Like,
I gotta get back to everything.
I'll get back to that. But yeah. Otherwise, I don't know. I've been trying to not spend too much money. I mean, yeah. So I missed 6 hours on Saturday for work. Grant definitely does not know this story. I don't know if
What'd you
Alex
do?
or Cooper do. Oh, I wasn't. So Friday night, right? My roommate and his girlfriend were driving back to the apartments. This lady hit him because she was going in the other, like, opposite direction in their lane.
Nice.
Car's totaled.
I bet.
So I went out there with one of our friends, and we were out till 4 a.m.
Jeez.
So I didn't check my schedule. I almost got a no-call, no-show. I explained the situation to them, and they were like, "Go home." So
Is a
yeah.
no call no show short for like we're gonna fire you or something, or like a
No,
reprimand?
I think it's like two. So we have a point system with Disney, and 3 points gets you a reprimand. I'm not sure how many points a no call no show is, but I'm pretty sure that it's 2 points. Because like, there's no reason for it to be 1 point if, just calling out is 1 point.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it's got. I don't know where to check that.
How many points do you have?
So I was late the very first day, so I have half a point because
Half
they
a
never
point?
removed it. They never removed it, so like I've talked to them and they just, no. So, I mean, I'll take half a point if it means that I kind of think about the fact that I need to be at work on time.
Don't feel bad. I took half a day today because I had the dentist at 8 o'clock. I woke up at 10.
Ooh.
So I showed up to work at 10, and they're like, "Why are you here for stand-up?" And I'm like, had to reschedule the dentist. Left it at that. Didn't want to tell him I didn't wake up until like 9:50. And I was like, oh my god, like I'm probably gonna have to pay like a late fee for my dentist now because you can't do that. I'm gonna call him tomorrow and be like, hey, I'm sorry, I'm an idiot. Can we please reschedule? We've already rescheduled it once because I forgot about it the first time, and this was in July. I
I
forgot.
need to just like Do I need to call you?
gonna write
You
down.
No, so
I'm
the
an
first
hour ahead
time,
of you. I can do this.
the first time I didn't mark it on my calendar, and like the weekend before, like the Friday before, they'll call or text and be like,
Do they
"Hey,
not
this
send
is
a
it."
letter?
Yeah, our dentist sends a letter. Not that I.
They make you sign something when you go there, like the postcard, and then they ship you that postcard when, like, a few days before.
So they probably gave me like a business card size thing with a note on it, but they like the Friday before or something, they'll call you or text you and say, "Hey, this is blank dentist. You have an appointment scheduled for blank. Do we need to reschedule? Or are you still good to go?"
And they did not.
And no, they did, and because I forgot about it when they just texted me. It had been like 6 months since I've been to the dentist because it was just a cleaning, and I had something that Monday, and I was like, "Can we reschedule?" And they're like, "Yeah, no problem." So we scheduled it for today, and like last weekend, they're like, "Hey, are you still coming?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm still coming." I filled out the forms. I put on my work calendar. I'm like, I'm not gonna be in till noon. Like I got dentist thing, and then yesterday they texted me again and they're like, "Hey, just like reconfirming," and I'm like, "Yep, I'll be there," and I wasn't. So
Very fun.
yeah,
Love to see
I get
it.
to call them and look like an idiot. Be like, "Hey, can we reschedule for another month? I'm 2 months late on a dental cleaning now. Sorry." Anyway, so yeah, don't feel bad for being late for things. Fresh example. Cooper, you go ahead.
That's Mexican.
What did you play?
Oh,
Mexican.
it's really good. But
Yeah, okay.
I've just been chilling, really. I'm not looking forward to school.
Oh yeah, bro, it's back to school season. I've been noticing that like the past 3 weeks, I go to like Target or whatever, and there's like the whole back to school
10,000
section, like the
people.
bright yellow section with books and pens and stuff, and I'm like, I had it gives me anxiety every time I go through it because I'm like, oh god, school's starting back, and then I have a realization
Like,
like, oh
wait a
yeah, I'm
minute.
not going to school.
You're in a real
Right.
job.
I work every day.
So lucky.
Yeah. At least you had a summer break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So y'all start tomorrow.
Yes.
That sucks.
It's a good thing we're doing this tonight then.
Honestly, might skip. Who's gonna stop
There
me?
goes Cooper back to that. Honestly, might skip. Joe, come pick me up early. Let me get some Fusaklis.
Honestly,
Literally though.
Might skip. Get some foos.
Literally, that's Cooper though.
Dang, he knows you too well.
that's my number. You're right, though.
Oh my gosh.
I tried to get a senior to take me. He said no.
You have a car.
Good point. Honestly,
Yeah, bro, you're 16. You
don't
should be
tell
all
me
about that driving
things.
thing.
Dude, I remember there was a day in band we weren't doing anything because we never did, and Grant, Megan, and I just went over to almost anything.
should have gone to Pooh's.
Foos didn't exist.
That was not an option. What was it at that point? It was I swear it was like another chicken place, but it wasn't Foos.
Guthrie's?
Oh wait, Schlossky's.
Schlotsky's was not a chicken place. Wait, where is Fusaklis in Auburn?
You
across-
know
It's
where Hastings used to be? Do you know the restaurant that's like
Oh,
near
it-
Walgreens?
By the CVS?
yeah.
Oh, that's where the Foos is? Yeah, that was always
Yeah.
like, it was like a hibachi place, and then it was like
It was a
Schlots-
hibachi,
it was-
so-
and then it was a Schlotsky's, and then like went back to like a hibachi place again, and now it's a Foos.
That's
Yeah.
what it was. I think
Okay.
it was Slotchki's while we were in high
It
school.
it changes like every few years.
I remember being in
'Cause-
like middle school, junior high, and getting some like pretty bomb teriyaki from there.
Dude, Foos is always popping though. Like it.
Well, yeah,
yeah.
dude, it's
I
fried
don't-
chicken in the middle of the South. What do you expect?
I mean, yeah, but like, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see if it actually lasts there because that's just not a good spot.
What are you
Apparently
talking
not.
about? They only have to compete with 2 other chicken places right there.
Literally,
Yeah, there's
across
only
the
2 other
street.
chicken places on that corner. Literally on that corner.
Literally, you drive over the road and you get to Guthrie's.
And you drive over another road and get the tuna chip.
That's right.
That's not
Down the
even
street
funny.
to-
That's just straight up.
No,
There's
that's
3
just-
chicken
that's a
places within the
fact.
same like
5,
block
not even
in
5.
the same block.
It's like yeah, seriously.
Like you could stand at one and throw rocks at the other 2.
The amazing arm if you could hit tender check
um,
from Spoof Sackley's.
is that it, Cooper?
Yeah, that's Mexican. That's about it.
God, Alex, go, please.
Alright. This week, I basically played nonstop Neo, and I beat the game.
That is true. I saw your Twitter post.
I did not.
Me neither.
It was very early in the morning when I beat it.
I was not up that early. I am never up. Well, wait, no. What day did you do that?
Yes.
If it was Saturday. No. Oh, what day was?
Yes, yesterday at 3:44 a.m. No, wait, that's when I uploaded it to Discord. Twitter's got a different time.
Yeah.
But it was after 3 a.m. when I did it.
Nice flex. Weird flex, but okay.
For real.
This man has no
Yeah.
job.
I messed up my
This man
sleep
has
schedule
no
to beat
job.
the. I fixed my sleep schedule the day before, and then I went. But I
Neo.
can beat the game. It's one of the best sequels I've ever played.
Oh, okay. I must have looked at Twitter right as I got up or something because you posted at 3:28. So.
Yeah, see, really early in the morning.
Yeah, I gotta get that exact timestamp. Make sure he's not lying. So yeah, how is it? You said it was the best thing you've ever played, best sequel you've ever played?
I said it's one of the best sequels I've played. Yeah, it does a lot to build on the foundation of the first one, and try to continue the story that they left off in the final remix. Final remix added a new story stuff to set up a hypothetical sequel at the time, and they built off that really well to clean it up and finish it.
Nice.
I'm hoping it sells well because they want to make more games. The whole team loves the series because they all return to work on this one, even the ones that don't work at Square, like the composer.
I'm sure as long as the sales aren't abysmal, they'll probably make a third one. Or maybe a spin-off or something.
Yeah, I think there's enough room to either... A sequel's obviously easier because you can kind of do more what you want, but it kind of felt like they had an idea for something between the two with certain characters because there's some weird references to things that we don't see. But yes, I beat it. It was a great time. I'll go back for more completion later, but right now I'm playing Great Ace Attorney.
Nice. All right. So, okay, first talking point. I am starting to really consider not getting the SWOLED. I got the pre-order just so I could have time to think about it because we've still got till October.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
But it's obviously the system to get if you don't have a Switch, but
Definitely.
but it's not worth the
But you
upgrade
have
if you
3.
already have one.
You've got 3.
Yeah.
Grant the scalper.
One per kind. Thank you very much. The only reason I keep my original is because I customized it. I don't even play it. It's like a display piece. But yeah, I don't even play handheld mode that much anyway. And when I do, I have a Switch Lite. I'm out on the go. It's way easier to carry that around.
But the speakers.
But the speakers,
Exactly.
I don't play tabletop, except once a year, just to be like, oh look, I'm playing tabletop.
Ooh.
And yeah,
It's easier to play that when I was when school was available.
But even
you'd
when
bring
I
it,
was
set it
going
up.
around, yeah, when I was in school, it was fun to do that because we set that up in physics and play Mario
You-
Kart instead of pay
Yes,
attention.
you literally just playing
Um,
with your screen behind your laptop screen, having your Joy-Cons in your pockets.
Not even, bro, just in my lap. I mean, the classroom was like 200, 300 people, so
Oh my god.
you didn't have to hide it. As long as you weren't like within the first 10 rows, you just whatever. So yeah, probably not gonna do that. Figured that was a good time to bring that up. I'm waiting a little bit longer. I had the thought first yesterday, like, and
I don't need to spend $300.
I've thought a lot. Yeah, I thought a lot about it today, and the more I think about it, the more I'm just like, no. It's kind of like Monster Hunter Rise all over again. Except I'm not upset about the deal. Like, it's not a bad deal money wise. I just don't need it. So instead, this is actually in the tidbits, but I might as well bring it up now. So Analog, who is the company that makes brand new modern recreations of retro hardware using FPGAs, finally had a restock of their Super NT and Mega SG. And now we've had this console discussion before, and Super Nintendo is my favorite. And I've been waiting for, like, before COVID to have a restock on this hardware because I've wanted it for so long. They and they had a restock today, this morning. It just dropped. They're going to have one this morning. So I got one, and I've got that pre-ordered. Or not pre-ordered, ordered. It ships like within a week. And I was like, that was really when it hit hard. I was like, I would rather just not get the SWOLED because the upgrade is barely anything, and put that money instead towards something that I've actually really been wanting for multiple years now. So that's most likely what I'm going to do. I've still got to click cancel, but so
Just talk yourself into it.
yeah.
I mean,
we'll
you've
talk about
had
the analog stuff when we get to tidbits.
3 Switches, right? Like you had
Yeah,
the one
I
from
had
launch,
the
and
launch model
Animal
that I
Crossing.
customizing, and then the Animal Crossing one and the Pokemon Switch Lite.
Hey, you have one of each version.
Yeah. And
But-
I feel really entitled now saying that out loud. Like, wow, I really need to not do this. So, yeah, I've just got to click cancel. But, anyways, I decided to do that. In terms of game, the game I got, Super Mario RPG.
Nice.
Got it. And the cool part, I also got the manual.
Oh,
Ooh.
sweet.
So found it for a really good
Very-
price on eBay. I've wanted this for a while, and I figured, and now it works out even better because this is probably going to be the first thing I use to try out that Super NT when I get it. So yeah, I got that, and I love getting games for just a little bit cheaper than what they normally go for because the battery's dead in it. So, but it like works fine. I took it apart. The cartridge is immaculate. Took it apart, cleaned it up a little bit, put a new battery in. Works like a charm. Played it for literally before the show. So yeah, super excited to put more time into the actual cartridge. I played a lot of Miles Morales, and Paper Mario on N64.
Ooh.
That's my random game of the week. I just played Paper Mario for some reason.
Yeah,
Felt
you
like playing.
playing an RPG? What the heck?
Yeah, but if the rumors are true, then he could compare it to the remake.
Yeah, true. I mean, Paper Mario isn't the shocking one. The shocking one is Final Fantasy VII. I went back to that on PS1 and I had to Google what I had to do because I got kind of lost, but I went more through it. Like, it's still good. I don't know. I also had that thought today playing Mario RPG. I was like, why am I just playing RPGs all of a sudden? Like, I've never really liked them.
Because they're fun.
All right, Scott.
Yeah, well, I like the Mario ones because they're simple. There's not like 7,000 menus with a bunch of different upgrade options for a million different characters. There's like 3 characters, and each one has like one power-up thing that you do, and it's simple. Like, and I guess what I'm trying to say is that I'm dumb, and I need
Same.
dumbed down games.
Well,
RPG
okay,
has 7 though.
look, you're talking to the guy
I
that,
think.
as a child, put all of his stat boost for Thousand Year Door into HP. So in the final fight, I had like a gazillion health, and 9 flower power. And also like 9 badge power.
Wow.
So like I had no way to combat. Actually, I didn't even get to the final fight. I got stuck.
Bowser. And
No, I didn't get stuck on Bowser. Did I get stuck on Bowser?
yeah,
Yeah,
you would
no.
beat the boss,
Yeah,
and then
so I
Bowser would
beat.
come land on him.
Yeah, I beat Grotus. Bowser would land on him, and then I couldn't kill him fast enough, and I didn't have enough healing. So I remember before the memory card died, I literally left all the way out of the Shadow Palace to go buy things in Rookport, and then I just never got around to like actually going back to from win the fight. But yeah, no, I. That's why I ended up a couple of years ago just having to like play it properly and stat distribution.
Bro.
I also got a monitor mount that was on sale
Ooh.
for like, it was like $24. It was like a $70 mount that Amazon was like, get rid of it. We don't want it. So I got it, and in the process of resetting up my monitors, I discovered that my monitor has not been running at 144 hertz this entire time that I've had it. It's a setting that you have to go change, and it does not automatically change like I thought it was. So I feel like a mega idiot. So I have it defaulted to 144 now, and holy crap, is it smooth to use on everything.
Nice.
What are you laughing at? What are you laughing at? I see you laughing.
The roll I gave him.
Oh, y'all are just messing. Honestly, might skip. Okay, well, it makes me feel better you're not laughing at me.
No, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing
at
at
you,
the
Grant.
fact I messed up. Because Cooper was like, wait, what?
Because it's Tender Chicken, not
Fusaklis.
Fusaklis.
So yeah, I got a lot more desk space now because I don't have monitor stands taking it up, and I've also got a vertical monitor now because of the mounts. So I've got the proper vertical Discord monitor.
Oh, that's good.
Which is why I'm looking up so high to talk to you guys, because you're like all up here. So yeah, upgraded the set.
Upgrades. Love to see it.
And yeah, that's about it. So moving on, Cooper, you got any face stuff?
Yeah. Hold up. We should be getting the Choose Your Legends 5 Brave trailer, the banner trailer this Sunday, 8/15. What month is it? August 8th, August 15th. Yeah.
I never heard a date someone say 8/15.
What would you say?
August 15th or
That's
8/15.
That's extra. Anyways.
True.
Hollow Forms is coming up with seasonal Sacred Stones units, like Myrrh, Larshell. I forget the other two, but no one really cares. Not Three Houses, don't care. And then Resplendent Raven is currently out until August 24th, and then he will be replaced by the next Resplendent, which is pretty cool. And that's about it.
Well, all right then. So tidbits.
Wait. I just wanted to point out, Cameron's just chilling in bed.
He's actually frozen on my screen.
He is on mine as well.
I don't have a seat in here, so if I don't chill on my bed, my back hurts.
We can watch you in frames like overpowered games on the N64.
I'm an N64 game. Let's go.
Cooper just reminded me classes start next week for me. I'm not happy about that idea.
Gross.
But at least I got Monday, Wednesday, Friday, even though I had to fix my schedule because they were like, hey, last minute, you don't get your financial aid unless you add another class, even though you only have 2 in your major left.
Oh, do you have to take 12?
No, I had 15 hours, but they were like, you have to take real classes. So they were like, either retake the very first class of computer science, Java 1, because of what you scored in it. I was like, no. I don't want that class again because it's a ton of work and it's a lot of tests.
Yeah, it's a weeder class. I don't want to deal with that
Yeah.
again. I already made it through those classes.
They were like, but you got a D, and I was like, yeah.
I'll do it again.
I might not pass this time. So he was like, okay, then sign up for a minor you don't plan to finish. And I was like, okay, fine, I guess. So now I have a business minor. And I'm going to take...
Theoretically.
Business minor.
Yeah, a fake business minor.
Yeah, and I'm taking something.
He really does not know.
I mean, yeah, why would you care about a business minor? I can make that
He's a
joke because
business
Mayo's
minor.
not around.
That's
Damn,
because
Mayo.
he's a jerk and won't come back.
He'll have to come back for the Jeopardy next week, right?
I would hope so.
Please?
I hope so.
If he does it, then there was nothing we can do. If Jeopardy doesn't work, there's literally nothing we can do.
Right. I'm taking fundamentals of accounting.
Oh, that sounds exhilarating.
I have the perfect idea.
It was the only thing that didn't completely screw over my schedule I'd had for 2 months now because it's online asynchronous.
Nice. Well, Metroid 35th anniversary was this past weekend, so yay, Metroid. Alex wrote us a lovely tidbit sheet, some interesting tidbits for the interesting tidbits segment. So we'll just kind of run through these, I guess. In Super Metroid, I'm gonna butcher these. Yasuhiko Fuji was too busy programming to spend time with his girlfriend Kiko, so he spelled out Kiko love in English in a group of Ivor enemies. Seriously?
So, like, yeah, before a boss happens, the pathing they have spells out the those letters. Let me see if I can.
Kiko love.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say that. In Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, you can freeze the Metroid Assist trophy.
Oh.
Oh, like you can attack it and freeze it.
Yeah.
Okay. That'd be useful for Lucas. In Metroid Prime, the hand symbols for each beam are the hand signals Samus does to change the beam when you look at the arm cannon with the X-ray visor on. I read that, and it went in one ear and out the other, like just now. That actively,
Do I need to explain it?
Yes. If that's
okay.
not a big enough clue.
So, have you played Prime?
Not as much as I should have.
Okay, but you do know that you have like the X-ray one.
Yeah.
It's like the first one you unlock.
Yeah.
Or have. So if you look at that and when you select what beam you want to use, it has like 4 different hand signals to pick. Like they're different symbols, and I'll find them in a second. I'm gonna post this one first. Cooper beat me to it. That's the pathing he like put in. Cooper posted that. Yeah. Okay. So to select the beams, you see these symbols. With like the top one's charge shot. And if you look at her arm after you select them with the X-ray, then you'll see her like have the different symbols in there.
Oh, that's interesting. So like in the arm cannon, she does those symbols.
Yeah.
Cool. In Metroid Fusion, you can see a GameCube in the fans you have to clear. How far is that into the game?
Really early.
I must have missed that then.
It's kind of more obvious if you already know where it is. upper left corner of this picture I just uploaded
Upper what?
of the fan.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I totally did not notice that at all. That's awesome. Uh, when Metroid Prime is connected to Metroid Fusion through the link cable after beating the game, you can play through the game with the Fusion suit. That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's neat. So you have to beat Fusion and then
You have to beat Prime.
Beat Prime, and then you can play through Prime again.
Prime.
With the Fusion suit. In the Wii versions, this was replaced with the suit being unlockable in the bonus gallery. Okay. Man, I wish I was not such an idiot kid in the GameCube era. There's so much cool stuff you could have done, but I was so dense.
Link cable.
There's a lot of really cool link cable stuff that I'm like, dang.
Very true.
I remember playing Mario 3 on my GBA, and I saw the thing with like the e-reader, like the option to scan cards, and I just never bothered looking into it. I wish I did. I just always like, that's stupid. I can't use it right now. I never like bothered to Google it or anything.
Yeah, Google didn't really popularize until we were in middle school.
Yes, no, that was YouTube, bro. Google was around.
That's true. Google
was around. Like there would have been like boards.
Yeah, but,
like
okay.
I could have at least found like Nintendo's own site or like someone on a board saying like
I've found a
what
couple
you
like
do.
old sites from like 2005 while I was looking for things to put on this list.
Yeah,
and
like,
I
discussion-
forgot what internet sites used to look like.
I did that a lot back in the day for Harvest Moon Friends of Middletown. There was tons of like GBA discussion boards where people would post like tips and stuff and like schedules of people in the game and things like that.
Yeah. There's the Fusion suit in Metroid Prime, by the way.
That's awesome. Nintendo reused this idea in Samus Returns with the Metroid amiibo. So you get
If you beat Samus Returns and then you scan the Metroid amiibo, so you'll unlock hard mode when you beat the game. But if you have already beaten the game and scanned the Metroid amiibo, the squishy one, then you'll unlock another mode under it, and it's called Fusion mode. And you can play the game with 4 times difficulty compared to base. And you'll run around in the Fusion suit. And at the end of the game, because each one's got different... The endings, I don't think are as cool as like past Metroid games where they do special art.
Yeah.
But they had like different models. So if you beat Fusions on the best difficulty, you'll have the blue, or the one in Smash where she's like in a different outfit, Zero Suit.
Yeah.
You'll have that outfit as your victory screen.
Oh, nice. Samus has appeared in Super Mario RPG and Kirby Dream Land 3. I knew about the Kirby one, did not know about the RPG one. I guess I'll have to find her. Samus's power suit can be unlocked in both Bayonetta 1 and 2. I did know about that. I really liked that when I found it. I remember playing through that and finding you could play through. I play as Samus. That was really cool.
I like that the visor like closes. It's so cool.
Samus's Zero Suit can be unlocked in Fatal Frame 4 and Maiden of the Black Water. Interesting. There's like so many Samus Easter eggs, like Metroid Easter eggs. It's
Yeah.
really cool.
But those are both 4, I don't know what it came out on. Fatal Frame Maiden of the Blackwater was a Wii U game that's getting ported.
Yeah.
The Switch is obviously going to be the only one with the Zelda and Samus costumes, though.
Can't you also wear a Zelda costume in Bayonetta?
You can wear Peach,
Yeah, there was Peach. I'm pretty sure there's a Zelda.
Fox, and I think I don't remember how many there were. I know those 3 off the top of my head. My mind's saying Daisy for some reason. Okay, I've got them. It's not Zelda, it's Link.
Yeah, Link. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, Samus, Peach, Fox, and Link.
A new South Park game is in development. I saw this link. The dudes that like make South Park are like they're trying to do like a bunch of games. They're trying to do like a bunch more. So they're working on those now, which is pretty cool. Those are usually pretty popular. Okay, Analog. So yeah, I talked about this in the Collector's Corner. So Analog makes recreations of the NES, the SNES, and the Sega Genesis using the NES they use like real hardware that they transplanted kind of. It's a different thing. But for the Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis, they make these on FPGAs, which is like a hardware clone. It's not hardware emulation and it's not software emulation. It's a clone made with an FPGA, which is, I'm not going to go into that. It's a lot of technical stuff. Anyway, so it's pretty much the closest thing you can get to playing on a Super Nintendo without playing on a Super Nintendo or Sega Genesis. They finally restocked those. I looked right before the show. They're still restocked. It seems like they made a bunch. They waited for like literally over a year and made a ton and are now out to buy.
These are the ones that can connect to HDTVs, like
so they
easily,
yeah.
right?
So by default, they only have HDMI output. If you
Ooh.
want to connect them to a CRT or any other like analog source, you have to buy their DAC, which is a separate
Gotcha.
purchase. But it's
I-
essentially
yeah.
lagless. It's crisp. You can change literally everything about it that you want, like the aspect ratios. You can do whatever kind of zoom you want. There's multiple different scanline options and things like that, which is really cool because if you've never seen a Super Nintendo game on a 5x scale, you've never lived. So finally got that. They're really cool. I think for the Sega Genesis, they've only got the two main models. They do not have the white one. And then the Super NT, they have the American colors, the Famicom colors, and the black one. They do not have the clear one. I think they discontinued that one. But yeah, it's got like it just plays Famicom and SNES carts, Super Famicom, excuse me. Just like you just plug them in. They work with regular Super Nintendo and Super Famicom controllers. You can just plug in. They've got the ports on there. I mean, like everything you want to play. This is like the best way to play Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis games on a HDTV. So very hyped for that. So yeah, if you want them, go get them now because if they sell out again, it's probably going to be a year or two before you see them again.
Very fun.
Another sealed copy of Super Mario Bros. Sold for $2 million this time.
Dude, I
Either
swear these rich people
there's
are
something
just
we
like,
don't know, or they're embezzling money.
Yeah, it has to
wait,
be one of
we
those.
would not. Wait, hold up. We would not know if they're embezzling money.
Right, but why else would? That's why I gave the 2, because there could be something about these that we just don't know.
I follow this one guy on Instagram that posts memes about like buying graded games. Like he's one of those people that like collects sealed video games and stuff. And there's like all these memes about him, and it just makes no sense. I don't get it at all. Like there's a bunch of jokes and like slang you use. I have no idea what any of it means. Super weird. Yeah, I don't get it. Really don't get it.
They aren't worth that much. You can
$2
play them for free.
million. Do you imagine all the things you could do with $2 million?
I could pay off
Spend
student
it on
loans.
Super Mario.
You could pay off student loans and still have like $1.9
Like a
million or whatever.
I
like
could pay off
1.8
my
million.
house.
Yeah, you could buy a house right now.
yeah,
You could
buy a
buy. You
house
could buy
and pay off
Pay off mom and dad's house. You could buy your own house. You could buy me a house.
I'm talking about $2 million. I'm building a house.
Yeah, custom
You could
build
buy-
a house. You could buy a
Yeah.
you could buy a Model S plaid Tesla.
Grant would
with
fix
a
his car.
I'd buy a new car. I'd
The
buy
Mustang?
a Model. Oh well, yeah. I'd probably if I had that money, I'd just give it to some person out in California that does retro restorations of those things and say, "Here's $200,000. Fix it.
Fix my car.
Fix it. Here's 50 grand for the shipping. Take it."
Please return it when it's finished.
Yeah. That's the thing. You could buy a house and like a high-end Tesla and still have like $1.5 million, or like $1.25 million.
I mean, if you were handed $2 million right now, first the IRS would take half, but then you have $1 million.
What's the tax rate on above 250K? Like 40%?
Something ridiculous like that.
42%.
I just know that from what I've read, if you won the lottery, you keep and you took the lump sum, you would get about 60%.
Yeah.
And then if you're smart, you'd invest it in the right things to make a lot of money.
Stocks, Dogecoin.
Yeah, Dogecoin.
Doge.
Yeah, I'd buy a greedy Wall Street broker. Be like, you make a lot of money illegally. Could you do that for me? Can I pay you to do that for me?
How much money does it take to illegally make money?
A lot.
More than that.
More money than you're making. That's for sure.
Yeah.
No, more
I could
money
do it
than.
for $2 million. I could pay someone to do it.
Absolutely.
As long as you do it right the first time and you start making a lot of money, then you can just self-sustain.
That is true.
It appears that the
Don't
same
fail.
group of people that have been DDoSing Titanfall for weeks made Apex unplayable for a while, then played Savior by presenting a fix, all to promote their fan game. I read this when you put it on. What the hell?
So it kind of confused me as well when I read it, but essentially, they all three of those games got hacked.
Yeah.
And then on forums, there was a group that was like, look, EA, we found a fix to stop the hackers.
I hate it.
Like
I
a
hate
different
it so
group
much.
claimed that, but they're both the same, and now they're pushing their own battle royale fan game or something like
They
that.
were literally DDoSing this company, multiple companies, or multiple games, and they're just gonna be like, "Oh, but it's okay. We were faking it the whole time."
Yeah, play our game.
It's just a prank.
No, they broke
It's just
one,
a prank, bro. Yeah, relax.
and then they were like, this is one group, and they broke it. This is a different group, and they fixed it.
Exactly.
But it turns out they're the same.
Dang.
Yeah, you destroyed the remainder of the Titanfall player base, and you pissed off everybody that plays Apex, and
Just
made a lot of people
promote your
stop
own
playing.
game.
Yeah, just promote your own game that no one's gonna play now. Great idea.
Congratulations.
Valve let people mess with the Steam Deck for a while and show it off and take pictures. Have you guys seen the comparison photos with like the Switch and like a Game Boy and stuff?
Big.
No, all I know is
But it's big.
It's
that
like
looks
it's like an
like
inch and a half longer, like maybe 2 inches, something like that. But the controllers itself is what's super thick. You could stack 2 Switches together and have. The
all I
thickness of
know
the
is
controller
I saw
on the
super
side.
uncomfortable to hold for long periods of time.
one
They
of the
look
ones I said
super
he was
comfortable
like.
to hold, but like, why
For
would you
long
carry
periods of
that?
time?
Yeah,
He
it's
was
more
like-
comfortable than a Switch, but why would you carry that?
Oh,
That's
okay,
the
it
point.
does-
The Switch
hold
is
on.
slim and not
Time.
super comfortable to hold
It's-
because it's portable.
It's more like it's comfortable as in the Wii U gamepad's comfortable to hold because it's designed for bigger hands.
That's
But-
true.
Like the
But, like,
one person I've seen actually break it down instead of just spending 5 minutes talking about what they did for an hour and a half. He was like, "Yeah, it's not that heavy," and I'm like, "I don't believe you."
Like, it looks super comfortable to hold for me. Like, I still have my withdrawals about the D-pad being where it is. But
I-
like,
Yeah, what the
like
heck is
holding it, like
that?
if you, like in a vacuum, holding it looks way more comfortable than a Switch. But that's my point. The reason a Switch isn't comfortable to hold is because it's portable. It's meant to be slim, and like,
Oh, yeah.
why would you carry that? Like, it just doesn't look like something you carry around unless you have it in like a backpack. I don't know. Like,
And at that point,
It's
like,
about twice as heavy. I just don't see it comfortable to hold for a long period of time. They only got an hour and a half to just kind of mess with it.
it just
I know the guy I watched was like, "Yeah, I brought a thermometer with me, like a IR thermometer or something
Yeah.
like that."
it
And he
just-
was like, while it was playing, it got to 50 degrees Celsius.
sounds about right.
Yeah.
But like,
But
I don't know if people. So a lot of people are willing to put a Switch in one of those Satisfy grips with the case, which
I've
is
seen
also
them, yeah.
super bulky. So like, if you're willing to do that, then I
It's
mean,
not as heavy though.
only
yeah, but like,
true. But
I don't
this,
think
like,
the
only
heaviness
a
matters
step
that much if you've got a
above
really
that.
good grip. Like if you got grip, especially if you don't have to hold it up, like if you're sitting your arms on your lap or like on a table or something, it really doesn't matter all that much. If you're like having to hold it, then sure, I guess it gets annoying. But also with the battery life only being like
3 hours.
3 hours, so I mean,
Like you're not gonna hold it for more than 3 hours guaranteed.
plus
You're
I
insane.
rarely catch myself playing out of my house for that long anyway. That's the reason the Switch's battery life was never a problem to me. I just don't play out of the house for several hours unless I'm in the car, and at that point I have access to things to plug it in, so it's whatever.
Yeah.
That's the other thing I noticed. I think it's kind of too big for those car holder things.
Oh, like
Oh, like
I
the
mean-
Switch things that put it on a headrest?
Yeah.
Probably,
Oh.
but
definitely. Especially since the controller.
I don't know. I feel like it's more for people who have a Steam library.
Well,
And
well,
I
yeah,
don't-
it is. I think it's a good piece of equipment. I mean, it's not our thing, but it's
Interesting.
designed. Besides the D-pad, it's fine. I think it's like,
seriously, that D-pad is so.
I mean, especially if you're a power user, bulkiness really isn't like gonna be that big of an issue. So if you're a power user, you're probably also the kind of guy that's carrying around some battery packs and a little thing full of cords, and a whole bunch of other stuff in like a bag. Like you've always got like a backpack or something with you. So I really don't think it's that big of a deal. I mean, it looks fine to me. It looks really comfortable, and the only problem with me is the stupid D-pad placement.
It reminds me, but I forgot to add it because I didn't see it when I was adding things. I saw this a few days ago. Apparently, this is just rumor though. Steam is making a headset again, like a VR headset.
Another one?
Yeah.
Good lord. That's gonna be what, number 4? The Vive Pro, the Index.
Yeah, this is 4 then.
Oh my god.
Can they just pick a
The
model?
Index is
and
still kind of
stick with
new
it?
though. I mean, like I don't really see what much of an upgrade you could do over the. Like one of my buddies has the Index. I've played on it, and I was like, I don't really see how much better
Just
this is
pick a
gonna
model
get.
and
Like
stick
Yeah,
with
because
it for, like,
but
2
you also
years.
have one. Is it like that much better than
my Vive. Well,
Yeah.
well, absolutely, yes, better than the Vive because the Vive has trackpads. It doesn't have sticks, which is why so many games went to Oculus over Vive because you could do a lot more. Just like you don't have to walk around with the sticks, but with sticks you could more easily point in a direction to move and do a lot of other things that you just can't do on a trackpad.
Fair.
So a lot of games I played on his Oculus, this is the same guy, he had an Oculus before the Index, had just a lot of cooler games because you can do a lot more things when you have sticks in your hand instead of trackpads. I mean, like, tracking-wise, it's the same. The screen is better on the Index by far. The refresh rate's better.
Right, but that's just obvious things that are going to happen
Yeah,
from.
and the Index changed to an Oculus style thing where both the controller grips your hand so you don't have to hold them constantly. Like if you let go of your grip, they will stay to your hand. And also they have sticks. So
Interesting.
it's like a better Oculus. So I don't really see, like, I guess you're just going to make the screen better and the refresh rate better and something, but like the tracking seemed great. And I've never really had a problem with tracking even on the Vive. I know a lot of people have talked about like bad customer support on the Vive, which I haven't really experienced because my Vive has been fine. But
You haven't really had to use the
I mean,
customer
yeah,
support.
like my
though.
tracking's always been fine for me. Like it's better on the Index, but also he has his mounted in the corners of the walls of a big room made for VR. I make mine on tripods in a small room. So his is better, but also his setup's just generally better. So that's usually what I attest that to. So I don't really see what they're gonna do, but okay, sure, go ahead.
But
Yeah, I because the only thing that you could really do right now with VR, which isn't possible because nobody wants to, is you could try to make it cheaper for the casual
no,
market to jump on.
no.
Or not even the casual, just make it cheap enough to where like
For
the
regular
average, yeah, the
gamers,
average gamer.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
which
'cause it's
isn't
still steep.
poss-
It's still a steep price point
Yeah.
for something that does not have a huge library and takes up way more space than a console does. Like, would you rather pay $500 for a VR
that or a
set
PS5.
that has, yeah, or like a PS5? It takes up way less space. There's way more games. It's, like you can share it with other people a lot easier. It's portable. You don't have to dedicate a room to it.
Hear me out. $50 for a used Wii.
Go to bed.
Moving on.
But actually, since Alex already started the rumors, let's get into rumor roundup. Yeah.
Yes. So Game Boy Online possible this year, next month.
We hear this rumor every year.
Yes,
But we
I know,
love it.
and
This
that
is
was
our
going to be my
favorite
first
rumor.
thing. Is that this is super fever dream because it involves Metroid Fusion. So they're thinking that not only is it Game Boy Online, but like the Game Boy
Ooh.
family online, so Color and Advance too, and you include Metroid Fusion to use as a final marketing push for Metroid Dread coming out in October.
Wait,
I mean, the one reason I could see this is since they announced Metroid Fusion, they started releasing these, or not Fusion. Fusion's 15 years old. Dread. They've started these Dread reports, and you get
on
like
Twitter.
on Nintendo's website, but I guess they upload them to Twitter.
Yeah.
There's been 4. The first one had like a reference to Other M, which was kind of interesting. I didn't expect it, but they did put like a reference to it. In the most recent though, they were like, Metroid Fusion's really important for Dread. They were like, it's essentially a prequel.
That would be
like that. They're really tied together.
Bro, double big brain move. The Game Boy family. You add Metroid 2 and Fusion. You could say you can play all 4 original Metroid titles. You can't do the remakes, but all 4 original.
No, you
titles
could do Zero Mission. It's a Game Boy Advance game.
You could do including the
which they
remake
did bring up in this most recent report, but they also brought up the new stuff they added in Samus Returns.
So you could play all of the 2D Metroids except for Samus Returns, right? If you did the Game Boy stuff.
Yeah.
Just do it properly. Like,
Yeah, just
actually
do that and
have-
be like,
Yeah.
look, you've got all this
Don't
Metroid
start
content. You
this-
can fill it to your heart's content, and then Dread comes out.
Just
and-
don't start the Game Boy Online with 3 games.
Yeah, don't start it with.
I mean, they'll start it with
Wario's
30 like they did last time, which is still kind of low.
They're gonna bring Turbo Turtle before they bring Mario Kart Game
Especially
Boy.
for Game Boy, because Game Boy titles are a lot more bite-sized. Especially like original Game Boy, like they're a lot smaller. I mean, like you can beat the first Super Mario Land in like an hour and a half.
You can beat the first Super Mario Bros. In 3 minutes.
Yeah, but that's like with using warp zones and stuff. Like you can go through every level in Mario Land in like an hour and a half.
Dang.
It's not. It's not even that hard. I played for literally 20 minutes and I got to the end of World 2.
holy crap.
I just stopped playing because I didn't want to play anymore. But like,
Yo,
it's not
Real
hard to
quick,
do.
though, sorry. Is Rumor Roundup, is that a new segment?
Temporary. segment.
Kinda.
I don't know. We're feeling it out.
We put it in. It's like how the past few weeks I've been just putting like actual interesting gaming tidbits and
We're figuring
interesting
out.
tidbits.
Yeah, we're working towards
We're
changes
coming
to
up on the
the
first year, We're
which
just
is
testing
next week.
things. And we're
That is next week. Oh boy.
Yeah, next week. Jeopardy. I've got it. I've got one column left to do. I've got it. I think it's gonna be good.
like on a scale in this though, like 1 to 10 for gamers. Don't like count like casuals. How hard?
So I'm tailoring it to people like you that know everything, or people like us that know everything.
like with general gaming knowledge, not like
It's all over.
who's
it's-
Mario.
So like the 100 level questions are pretty much stuff you should know, like you will know, but like the 300 to 500 stuff is more obscure things. Some of it's less obscure, some of it's more obscure, some of it's I just don't want to say too much.
Gotcha.
But it's like things throughout. It includes all of game like from the Famicom to now. No, it even
Okay.
includes like some Atari stuff.
You're gonna make
like-
me study. I graduated, Grant.
Atari's what?
Yeah.
Kind of my weak one.
You're gonna study what 50 years of gaming history in a week.
Yes. You think I won't? I have nothing to do on Wednesday.
You don't even know what his
On
categories
Wednesday.
are.
Oh, excuse me. One day
I
I'm gonna learn 50
I have
years of
nothing
gaming
to do.
history.
I already know the Nintendo stuff. I'm gonna be straight up. I will be very upset if there's not an amiibo question.
Fortnite Cross Among Us. Why is this in rumor round? Oh, is this a rumor?
Because there
It's
was
a rumor right now, not
there's a
actually.
That's
data-
all. That's all we're gonna say about Fortnite Cross Among Us.
It will be in Fortnite.
Supposedly.
Among Us characters.
Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is in the final stages of a development. Quote, Jenna Coleman, who plays Melia in the first game, had hinted at a third one earlier this year. Yeah, I think they're going to do another. Not sure if I'm allowed to say that. Quote. A few characters of Xenoblade 1 and 2 supposedly a part of the story. I mean, I believe
Which
that.
is interesting
I'm
because
surprised
they're
they're
not
making a
the
third
same
one. Like,
universe.
They definitely don't sell well. Those games do not.
They do. They sell well enough.
They sell decently.
They
They
sell,
sell
like, well
pretty
enough, yeah.
well for a series that's still in its infancy, and
True.
it's a long RPG. And Nintendo's just like, have at it, Monolith. Let's thought this is what we bought you for. This is
But
your
also,
passion project.
Metroid, like, it's just one of those series. Like, I never expected Metroid Dread
It's-
because Metroid doesn't sell very well.
It's kind of different though. I actually think Metroid's only sold 3 million, like across lifetime, and I think Xenoblade might have already sold more than that.
I mean, I guess I don't know. Then why do they do such a low print of Xenoblade 2? Why don't they make more of those? Weird.
Hold on. 2
Um,
sold 1.42 million copies.
I think they make more if they're like impossible to find physically. Yeah, that's actually a big meme. If you listen to Spawnwave and or RGT85 on YouTube, there's a bet between the two of them right now that Spawnwave bets that Metroid Dread is going to sell at least 3 million copies, and RGT says no. And if Sean is right, or if Spawnwave is right, and they do sell 3 million or more, then RGT is going to have to buy a new copy of Balan Wonderworld and play through the entire thing on live stream. He's going to have to do a full playthrough and review of the game.
Oh my god.
If Dread sells 3 million.
Or
Do it.
interestingly, wouldn't be the first Switch game to sell the series lifetime sales.
I mean, I wouldn't be
Animal
surprised.
Crossing did that.
Animal
sold-
Crossing blew away.
Yeah, New Horizons
all
sold the lifetime sales of all the other games combined.
Not even the best one.
Well, you thank COVID for that.
Yeah,
Right.
COVID really boosted that game.
Oh,
So yeah, that's kind of interesting though, because Xenoblade 1 and 2 are not in the same universe. The DLC for Xenoblade 2 though did have Shulk and a few other characters show up through a rift, and I haven't played it, but I do know there's some there's a heart conversation or something in the new stuff in Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, because one of the bosses uses a model from 2. But I generally think what the Xenoblade Chronicles franchise is so a lot of people it's become more and more recent that people just think Nintendo makes the same 2 or 3 franchises, but they do want to invest in their other franchises. It's just they don't sell well.
Except F-Zero.
That one, I generally
Except
think
F-Zero.
F-Zero doesn't get the push because there's no one at Nintendo who wants to push it.
The last time I read about it, there was a quote from someone. There was like, yeah, like it's not out of the question. They just can't find a new thing to do with it. They want to do something like if they're gonna make a new game, they want to have like a new thing.
I think
In
there's
the game, it's like
Miyamoto. maybe.
Yeah, it
Yes,
was.
Yeah.
We've heard that the way Nintendo does it is that usually they have one person like higher up in the company who will really push their franchise. So like Miyamoto is obsessed with Mario and Pikmin and Star Fox, which is why even though the last few Star Foxes haven't sold well, we still see
Star Fox games.
But we
Yeah.
got that Pikmin mobile game coming.
um
Let's go.
and then they've obviously, well, it hasn't worked out. They've been trying to release a Metroid game. We've seen, we had Prime 3 and then the trilogy with new play controls from Japan brought over to the West. And then they tried Other M, which didn't do hot. And then they tried Federation Force, which really didn't do hot. And then we had Samus Returns, with Mercury Steam, which sold well enough that they were like, "Yeah, okay, we'll try Dread," and we have Prime 4 that doesn't exist, but it does exist. Just
Development hell.
not really. It's more just
Tried.
they
Canceled,
started
tried again.
over,
Yeah.
and COVID was like,
What if I sent you all home though?
yeah, they want Metroid Prime 4 to sell really well, which is why I do believe we'll see the trilogy brought to Switch.
Yeah.
And they'll have to change how the friend codes worked in that, because you had to get 15 of the green tokens, which is now no longer works. You can't send friend tokens anymore, so you either have to not be able to get everything in the bonus gallery, or do what I did and download a save that already had the friend codes, like a clean save with nothing, but already has the 15 friend tokens.
I'm sure they'll change it.
I mean, we already showed they changed the fusion suit
Yeah.
so that it could work on the Wii.
Okay, so finishing topic for the week, back to scalpers. This ties into the analog stuff that I was talking about earlier. So I didn't realize it was that.
You good?
Wow. Alex, they hate scalpers so much he's
Yeah, I
choking
hate
on his
he
food.
choked on his drink. They're scalping the analog?
That hurt.
I do that all the time. No worries there. So yeah, so I was looking into the analog, and they partner with 8bitdo for like all of their stuff for the wireless controllers, because 8bitdo makes those receivers, and they also make wireless Super Nintendo controllers in all shapes and sizes and stuff.
That's right.
So I was like, well, if I'm gonna get this, I want to put it on. I'm gonna play it on my 4K TV downstairs, and like Super Nintendo controllers just aren't that long. So I either pull a chair up in front
One
of
with
it.
Switch Pro, or not Switch Pro, any
SNES Classic.
Super any, yeah. The SNES Classic are like
they use Wiimote
a few
connectors.
feet, right?
They use Wiimote connectors. That's their problem. You know, like those weird box connectors with the divot in the center that was on the bottom of the Wiimote. They also use
Yes.
those for the NES and SNES Classic. So
I thought you could use the original controllers in the SNES and NES Classic, though.
No. You might have to get an adapter. Maybe they make one. I doubt it, though. I haven't seen anything like that. So 8bitdo does make receivers that fit in those ports for the classic systems, but they also make receivers for like the actual NES, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. And so yeah, like I want a wireless controller to do that if
fair.
I'm gonna go in on it. And
Wavebird Pro, but for SNES.
Analog advertises their consoles with the 8bitdo controllers. They have the console and the 8bitdo controller together. Like it's like a thing. If you buy one, you buy the other. You don't. If you buy the console, you don't get one. You have to go buy an 8bitdo controller. But they like market together and stuff. And I already have the SN30 Pro and the SN30 Pro Plus, but the Game Boy Color. I have those. But I don't have like an actual, like the one without the sticks, just a plain Super Nintendo controller that's wireless. And turns out that scalpers are now getting all over 8bitdo equipment. Why, I don't know. But the only thing
Because they can scalp everything.
But it's not the SN30 Pro Plus, like the one that's like the one you'd think they'd scalp, the actual controller with the sticks and the grips and the triggers, like full analog triggers. That's fine. You can go buy it on Amazon right now. But like all of the original Super Nintendo controllers, the regular Pro, the bundles, all of them. Like if you want to buy the bundle right now, you have to go on eBay and pay $75 for it. It's supposed to be a $25 bundle. You buy the controller and you buy the receiver in a box for $25. What it's supposed to be. So yeah, I was like looking at that, and they've been going in and out of stock for a while on Amazon. I was wondering what was up with that, and I bought one like a month ago. I forgot about it. Literally like July 1st, I bought a bundle because it went up. It was like the black transparent one, and it still has not shipped. There's like, we'll email you when it's available, and I was like, I bought it so you could ship it to me. I didn't buy it so I could wait like 8 months or whatever.
Oh, I felt that one before.
Yeah,
I bought it so you could give it to me on release. Well, it's like,
and it wasn't even
then
released.
why
It was
didn't I
like,
just go to the
they said
store?
I bought it and it said it was available, like to buy, to be shipped in like 2 days, like Amazon
No.
shipping and all that stuff. No.
No.
So and now I'm gonna have to go cancel that because I just bought a receiver separately. Because I
Right,
found
'cause-
out that you can use most Bluetooth controllers. You can
That's
use
cool.
Switch controllers, PS4 controllers, PS3 controllers, Wii U Pro controllers, and Wiimotes, and also all of 8bitdo's controllers. Any 8bitdo controller will work. But I think also the NES Online and SNES Online controllers will work because they're Switch controllers, so they should pair fine. The NES
But
one
you have
should-
that, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I can't find any definitive information on it. They don't say on their website that, like, they say that the Joy-Con and the Pro controllers work, but they don't say like
And those should work if
Yeah,
they
like
use
in-
the same.
in theory. So I just said screw it, cancel that order. I'm gonna get the receiver on its own, and even if the SNES controller doesn't work, like the Switch Online one, I can always use my Pro. It'll have sticks on it, which is weird, but it feels better than my normal Super Nintendo controller, which I think needs new pads. It just doesn't, not as satisfying to click. Also, if I get the receiver, I can use my 8bitdo arcade stick that I got forever ago, so I can play with a Biggie arcade stick. So, yeah, I don't know. I did a way more research than I should have today on 8bitdo's status of things, but it is terrible. Like, everything is sold out, unless it's like the Pro stuff, which is today the stuff that's like available is mostly for like Xbox, because they just came out with those. But all the Super Nintendo stuff sold out. The receivers were sold out, being scalped to no end. Like, why the modern retro market? This is a niche now. Like, they're not scalping mainstream anymore. They're scalping in the niche.
I mean, they scalp shoes.
Yeah, but that's also mainstream.
I don't get why shoes are mainstream.
Well, if you ask someone that was into shoes, they would say, I don't get why video games are into mainstream.
Well, no, I like actually kind of want them to explain why the fuck shoes are mainstream enough to be scalped.
I mean,
They've
everyone's,
been
it's a flex. Well,
Big since
it's a
like
flex.
the
You wear
80s,
shoes,
but
you
I
wear-
don't get
the,
it.
The what are those meme? Like, you wear the shoes, it's a flex. I don't know. I remember having this argument at my first job back at Piggly Wiggly back in the day.
You've talked about it.
Look, the
Yeah.
only shoes I've
Yeah.
ever wanted that I want to wear are like Marty McFly's shoes from Back to the Future.
I mean, like,
And I'd
good
still probably
good
wear
shoes-
'em.
Look, good shoes make an outfit. I don't
Yeah,
really,
but
I don't get the
not every-
Jordans or anything. Yeah, your Nintendo fan white kid doesn't understand Jordans. Shocker.
Imagine.
But like
Fair.
like brown loafers.
Really? I
got,
thought
like,
you-
some- I got like some brown loafers and like some black dress shoes and stuff, and like they really amp
Okay,
up like
I have-
any outfit. Like, just good shoes. You don't even have to be dress shoes.
I have
Like some
good
nice
shoes
Timberlands or
for-
something. Like they make the outfit.
I feel like I need to like 3 or 4 pairs of shoes, and that's it. Though you need like work shoes that aren't boots for like mowing, I guess.
Yeah, a
And then,
pair of
like,
shoes to get dirty.
Yeah, and
a
then
pair
like
of shoes
boots.
to wear around, and then a pair of boots, and then like some
Like
sandals
dress
or
shoes.
flip-flops or something. Yeah, and then dress shoes.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
5 pairs of shoes, and I'd be good. And even then, I don't have a different pair to wear around.
I've
and
got
get
like
dirty.
black dress
They're like
shoes,
the
but
same.
I've got like
What do I have
brown
right now?
loafers that are like, they're not like, I
I-
could wear them as dress shoes, but they're more like shoes that I can also wear like kind
I
of casually.
wear the shoes that I wear around, like in general, even if I'm like mowing or because even though it drives me crazy, I'm like I shouldn't do that. I forget to find a different pair.
Yeah, I'm
shouldn't
pretty
be
bad
wearing
about
your-
that. My main pair of shoes that I wear, I do for like everything, and they're destroyed.
You're like I shouldn't have worn these, but you're like
I even keep. I usually keep my old pair. Like when I get a new pair of tennis
do
shoes, I
it,
keep an
and
old
then you
pair,
forget.
the pair I was most recently wearing to do work in, and then I never wear them to do work in.
that's right. That's exactly what I do. I'm like, okay, these are work shoes now, and it's like, well,
Oops.
too late.
They end up being nicer than my new shoes because I just ruined my new shoes.
Yeah, the only thing I try to
Absolutely.
because I'm like if I'm gonna do like work like have to be in like mud or something, then yeah, I'll probably wear boots.
I don't know. I also have that one pair of high top NES fans that I wear pretty much exclusively when it's cold because they're hot, and only when I'm like going
We're also
out.
in the south though, so
It gets cold.
I mean, I
I
guess.
don't know. Like basically, if I can wear
Like winter.
jeans, I'll wear those. It feels weird to wear them with shorts because they're high tops, but like I'll wear those going
Yeah.
out because those are like my like hip shoes. I
But
feel
then-
so old saying
But
that. They're my
see,
hip
like
shoes.
we're under like 10 pairs of shoes, like, and we're not that close to 10. But people are like, yeah, I have like 20 pairs of shoes, and I'm like,
I mean, I have like 500 video games. I've played like 2 of them. It doesn't make any sense. That's why I don't judge them. Like they've got a bunch of shoes they barely wear. I've got a bunch of games I don't play. Like it's it's whatever. It's for the flex. They're up on my wall. Look, literally behind me on the camera. Like I could tell you how many of those games I played. Like a fifth.
mhm.
Or that's a lie. I played. Those are GameCube. That's an exception. But like PS3 games, I have so many PS3 games, and I've played 3.
To be fair, like shoes that like I can understand being scalped are these.
Yeah, okay, but those are game shoes.
You can't just go with their game shoes. This
No,
makes-
I still don't get it.
Oh, if there's video games involved, I understand now. That's so good.
No, I don't get it. I
Oh,
don't.
there's Mario on it. Oh, that makes sense. But if there's Michael Jordan on it, I don't get it.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't get it even with Mario on it. I was trying to make a joke.
wait. Alex with these shoes.
I don't get it. I don't want 10,000
Bro,
pairs
those
of
Velcro. Yeah, bro, catch me in 2021 wearing Velcro shoes.
shoes. Look at my collection of shoes.
for work.
I'm gonna leave now.
Podcast
Alright.
ain't over yet. You have
Well, I think it
Not
pretty
me.
much is over. We went from 8bitdo scalping to I don't understand tennis shoe culture.
shoes.
Anyway, so yeah,
Please
that's
explain
gonna,
in the YouTube comments. Tennis shoe culture.
so yeah, that's gonna do it here for this week on the show. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to tune in next week for the 1-year anniversary Jeopardy edition of the show.
Let's go.
Thank you everyone for listening for a year. It's kind of freaking weird. I know, like, don't be like, oh, thank you for subscribing. I don't want to be like that, but generally,
We don't
thank you
care
guys.
if y'all
It's-
subscribe, but
Yeah, we hate you.
Hey.
We hate you.
Excuse you, I would like y'all to
no, we
subscribe.
want y'all to have good mental health.
You should not listen to this podcast if you want good mental health. It's the last place you should be. Anyway, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Please stick around for at least one more week so you can see if these boys can handle some obscure gaming Jeopardy or not.
I cannot.
And yeah, we thank you so much for listening. Please share us with a friend. We post every Wednesday, 7 a.m. Central Standard Time, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, youtube.com/StormwindGames. Please explain shoe culture to us.
Please
And
explain shoe culture to us.
and tell us all the games you've been playing that are not Blizzard games. And yeah, with that, we'll leave you. We'll see you here next week for some Jeopardy. And we hope you have a good week. Stay safe, wear a mask, get vaccinated, blah, blah, blah. See you around. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.